An alarming new report from German intelligence. They have evidence. ISIS has infiltrated Germany's migrant crisis and has created ISIS hit squads in the country, ready to attack at any given moment. You know, it's very obvious if you think about it, because vetting has completely failed in Germany. And yet Hillary Clinton still wants to bring 65,000 Syrian refugees to America. Joining me right now, Morgan Ortagus, a former counter-terrorism analyst, and Judith Miller, famed investigative reporter and a Fox News contributor. So good to have both of you here. Morgan, you know, we're all humanitarian and we all want to help people in need. But it seems to me, especially when you look at what has happened in Germany, there is a reality to the situation that both Angela Merkel and Hillary Clinton are frankly ignoring. Am I right?
I think that the Europeans and the Americans have gotten the cart before the horse when it comes to the Syrian refugee crisis. What should have happened and what can still happen is that the Arab nations in the region should be leading this refugee effort. Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE, these Gulf countries have taken 0 refugees, and they've turned this into a European and American problem. What should happen and what we should demand of our allies is that they help resettle these people. These are Arab countries within the region that the Syrian people live. This is naturally where you think that they would feel at home. Many people go to Saudi for the Hajj.
I mean, that's shocking. And Morgan, by the way, was a former Treasury attaché in Saudi Arabia. Why is it, Judy, that Saudi Arabia isn't stepping up to its plate? Is it because we simply haven't asked?
Well, it says that it has 100,000 Syrian refugees working there. Actually, these are people who are working there. They're not classified as refugees. There are countries like Jordan, for example, which has taken in over 1 million people, and to the north, Lebanon, once again, close to 1 million. And our goal is to settle people close to the area to which they could return.
Sure.
But it's not clear, given what's happening in Syria, that anybody's going to go anywhere anytime soon.
Let me get to this very scary headline that's come out, but yet I think we all knew it existed, because we've already seen, I mean, with the Brussels bombers, that these were people that had gone to Syria and were living in Europe, and came back, by the way, into Europe as quote-unquote refugees. So we know instinctively, and also through news reports, that in fact ISIS was seeding and is seeding those refugee population with jihadists. But now there's this new report out saying, yeah, in fact, it really is going on. Judy, how do they get a handle on this? Morgan just said they still have a shot. They still have a chance. I don't know. I mean, you got more than 1 million people there.
I know. It's really problematic. Over 400,000 of them have already applied for political asylum. But Angela Merkel understands that she's not going to be reelected if she chooses to run unless she gets a handle on this problem. And so, little by little, step by step, the German government is taking steps to augment security, to enhance screening. But as we all know, screening is very, very difficult, and it's too little too late. Right.
Yeah, too little too late. Morgan, what should we as Americans be taking away from the European crisis? What can we learn?
Well, the biggest difference between what the Germans done and what the United States has done is that Germany had an open border process when letting these refugees in. And so the vetting isn't nearly as extensive of what we do in the U.S. But there's no system that is perfect. It's always going to be flawed. But I think that we have to continue to work with FBI and DHS to strengthen those systems. Yeah. One quick point about Lebanon and Jordan. They have taken in a ton of Syrian refugees, but these are not oil-rich nations. In Jordan, it's tinkering on the edge. They've taken in Iraqi refugees, Palestinian refugees. It's the oil-rich nations in the Middle East that need to be taking a bigger step forward here.
Yeah, for sure. And I would just say it's scary to think of bringing all these people here, given that we really, I don't think we can possibly ever vet them. And members of Barack Obama's own administration have said that. And, you know, we saw what happened in San Bernardino. They clearly didn't vet that woman. Morgan, Judy, thank you so much.